Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, join me, Rob McConnell, as together we'll investigate the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology here on the X-Zone Radio TV show on XZBN and the X-Zone TV channel on Simul TV. Since 1990, the X-Zone Radio TV show has been the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Together, we'll investigate UFOs, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, psychic phenomenon, lake monsters, conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, the truth embargo, alien abductions, ESP, haunted locations from around the world, and so much more. With over 28 years of broadcasting and more than 4,500 individual guests, the X-Zone is truly a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, as evidenced by the credibility, integrity, and professionalism of the guests that we bring to our international audience. If you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X-Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X-Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X-Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
Welcome to the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're really happy to have you here. We're going to have a really fun show for you. Cindy, I know you've had a really crazy week, a fun week. Isn't that what every week is like, though? It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of action. There's a lot of great things going on.
Well, you know, when you're somebody like me who has lots of interests and so much information to share, every week is kind of crazy, but I kind of like it.
You know, I think a lot of people have that very same experience. And so I'm really looking forward to who we're going to be talking to today, who's going to help kind of bring a little bit of clarity to some of the exuberance and insanity of everyday life. We're going to be talking with Michele a little bit later. She'll be up in just a few minutes. She's actually from the website dreamdesignersinc.com. You know, she's got a really great story to tell. She's doing some really wonderful work helping people through one-on-one coaching and group classes. And she's got a really interesting way to help people earn some extra income as well by utilizing the technology of Air BnB and, you know, really kind of changing people's lives, not just in their day-to-day existence and getting the all the crazy things out of it and some of the great things into it, but also helping them to make some money. So it's a really great program today.
Well, and you know, Michele is also just a really nice gal, and I just think our audience, you guys listening out there, are going to love her.
Absolutely. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and bring on Michele Hoffecker. Michele, how are you today?
Great. I am excited to be here. Thank you.
We're really happy to have you here. Michele, take a moment. Tell us a little bit about how you help your clients.
Okay. Well, I like to work with breaking through the barriers that are holding people back so they can transform their vision into reality. And how that all came about is I figured out that people learn in different ways. And I go back a little bit when I was in the third grade. My dad wanted to have my eyes checked because I struggled reading reverse. I would reverse words and I struggled in school. So I went to an eye doctor. And the eye doctor examined my eyes, and I saw this big beetle pop up with a 3D. And so I looked at a few more visions in the book. And when the doctor went out, I overheard him tell my dad, well, she has 20/20 vision, but we could do is get her eyeglasses so she thinks she's smarter. And that's the first thing I thought. That's the first time I thought I was dumb. Both my parents was my dad's a college professor, and my mom taught at another college. But that's the way we think different. They didn't know at the time that I had dyslexia until I was 18. So the interesting thing is that I did 3 years mechanics, 3 years electronics. So I found out hands-on is where I succeeded and excelled. So I teach people there's different ways of learning. And so the break through your barriers, what I find is I specialize in whatever strengths or weaknesses people have. So it's not a weakness, it's a strength.
What an amazing way. Yes, an amazing way to help people learn at their own pace and their own level. What a concept, huh?
Yes.
And I was really surprised. Very recently I saw that I guess some of the latter studies have found that the percentage of people who have dyslexia is significantly greater than was previously thought. That it affects a lot more people than you can imagine. I mean, we're talking like 30% of the population, I think was the number that I read, has dyslexia. I mean, that's, and I can't imagine that, with something that's that prevalent in society, that it doesn't cause lots of problems for lots of people, and it's a real challenge.
Yes.
So, Michele, can you take just a moment and explain how it was that you felt when you were trying to read, so that anyone who's listening may have themselves or a loved one who has dyslexia and nobody knows it yet? So maybe you could give some clues as to how to discover that.
Yes. Well, at the time, it wasn't thought of. They didn't even know what it was back then. But now they do. What I think is exciting is they take tests where they talk or ask you questions in the test instead of looking, because I would reverse words and numbers. So my first job, I think when I was 15, was Taco Bell. And, everyone does a fast food or something, their first job. And I remember yelling out, for the burrito order, 58, 58. And it was 85. So, those little clues would pop up, or you try to disguise it, but it does come out. And I have found that in school now, I have one of my middle child has dyslexia, but they found that they had her in cooking classes younger so she can interact with her hands and learn measurements. So there is a lot of new development and new way of taking tests. You can even ask to have a test taken different, what I think is really great, because I found out, I did a lot of research, and either in this day and age, a lot of people with dyslexia are self-made millionaires, or they're in jail because they were told they're no good. So it can go one extreme to the other, because you're so intelligent, you just use it different. So you have to find those strengths.
Yeah. So how did you feel when it was discovered the reason why you were struggling with the reading thing?
What was that again?
How did you feel when you were informed that you had dyslexia and it was something that could be helped? There were ways they could help you with that. How did you feel about that?
Oh yes, that is great, because the good thing, well, I guess my thing is because I did hands-on. I was so successful with hands-on, so it gave me great empowerment, and I felt great. But if I was only counting on reading and trying to fit in, I would feel dumb and stupid, and it would be really hard to break through those barriers. So that is to get resources, and there's a lot of resources.
Michele, take a moment and tell us a little bit about the kind of overall process that you have for creating kind of a vision for someone who is maybe stuck, or someone who is just getting started.
Okay. Well, what I like to do is I have the different steps. Like I work with like week 1, we define your fears and what's holding you back. Week 2, we find freedom from your fears. So some of these things are fears, but they're what you haven't worked through, some barriers. And so we do is we test and give we give them some skills and techniques to fight through the barriers. And it also, when you walk through them in action, fears dissipate into the nothingness they always were, which is huge. Visualization, imagination, and then possibility That's what I'm really excited about doing the vision board, because I think it helps you see, live it, put steps down on your vision board. I'll talk about that in a second. I have kind of the visionary tool. And the other one is develop a plan towards your dream. Outsource your weaknesses to create your vision board, because I always thought I had to do everything myself. I'm not great with technology, but yet I can outsource that and keep moving towards my vision, my dream, and my success. So that's those steps we work on. But really a visionary vision board, a visionary tool just creates some steps. It's a snapshot of your future. It also helps you reverse engineering your steps you need to do, because you have to have a plan to be successful. Without a plan, it's just a dream and it goes nowhere. And so we work on getting poster boards, magazines, scissors, pens, and we listen to music, cut out what you want to see in your near future. Then
I think that's ideal as well, the idea of the near future. Do you spend a lot of time working with people so that they have that like very distinct vision?
Yes. For example, you have to be very clear. So if I was going to say I want to buy a Dodge Charger 2018, a 2-door red car, with maybe a sunroof, you have to have it very clear and specific to get that, and how much it would cost, what I'm going to buy. You research it, then you have to put down the steps. You're going to make the money, sell something, what you're going to do to receive it. So those are the steps you need to work on to be very, very clear.
Cool. In your work with people, do you find that that's the kind of the first big step, is once they get clear on that vision, that then they can start to make a real movement towards getting what they want?
Yes, then you have to goal. I know Cindy's an expert at goal setting, but you have to have a goal, a plan, and to put it step by step. And if you don't, like I said, if you don't have it written down, and let's say you want to, if you're creating something, let's say on a blog or on your website, and you're not techie, you need to find what outsources there are to help you keep moving forward. So that's what we discuss and write down the plan of how are you going to take that step? What can you do? And write it every week down, what you're going to work on. And then who you need to get in place or help you to do the steps that you don't know how to do, or find the resources.
Got it. That's one thing that I think a lot of people do kind of struggle with, especially when they're getting started, or if they're moving into something that they don't necessarily know about. It's really easy to kind of get caught, right? Because if you don't know where to begin, it's a quick and easy way to stop working on something that's really important to you. But once you find kind of a big or a great team of people around you to help you, you can kind of jump to that next level.
Yes.
I'm so excited that Michele is going to share some of her other things in our next segment. So if Thomas can take us out, then we can get on with one of my favorite things about Michele.
Yeah, actually, what we're going to be talking about in the next thing, we're going to be talking about not just breakthrough coaching, but how you can utilize Air BnB to create a very profitable business for yourself to help finance the dreams and the visions that you have for everything in your life. So do stick around. We'll be right back on with Michele Hoffecker in just a few moments.
It's hard to listen to the news without realizing we're living in volatile, unprecedented times. Yet never has there been such an opportunity to transform the human condition. As old structures fail, where can we find the guidance to co-create a better way? Find Your Path Home is an ever-evolving, leading-edge information, education, and healing resource center designed to support and guide you on your path to unity and enlightenment. Based on sound principles employed by shamans worldwide, we provide techniques that can support you through the current transitions, offering online shamanic classes, international long-distance shamanic healing sessions, complimentary Mission Evolution radio episodes and Stairway to Heaven TV vignettes, seminars, retreats, and much more. All of this can be found on findyourpathhome.com.
So I was watching the X Zone TV channel last night when I was abducted by aliens, and they kept repeating to me over and over again, simultv.com, simultv.com.
What's simultv.com?
That's what I asked them. They had it written on the side of their UFO.
How do you spell that?
UFO.
No, I mean simultv.com.
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 Right. simultv.com.
Interesting that you were abducted by aliens in a simultv.com UFO last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I remember now last night I was awakened from a deep sleep. My great-grandmother was standing there. She said she'd come from the hereafter to tell me about simultv.com. She even spelled it out for me. simultv.com, sonny boy.
simultv.com.
simultv.com, sonny boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, you'll never guess what my psychic guru just told me.
simultv.com.
Exactly. Are you guys psychic too?
Of course.
We all know about simultv.com. simultv.com.
Path Home Shamanic Art School proudly presents the Gathering of Shaman 2019 Fall Retreat, Manifestation Samhain. Join me, certified shamanic instructor Gwilda Wiyaka, in the magnificent Colorado Mountains this November 2nd and 3rd for a life-changing event. Participate in unique teachings and ceremonies that'll put the power and magic of shamanic manifestation into your hands. Sit in circle with like-minded individuals, sharing group energy and the power it generates. Classes will be held in a facility next to the beautiful, majestic Arkansas River, further empowering the experience. Space is limited, so reserve your spot today. For more information, visit findyourpathhome.com or email touchin@findyourpathhome.com.
Welcome back to the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. We are so glad that you can continue joining us. Today we're talking to Michele Hoffecker, who is a breakthrough coach. She has the webpage dreamdesignersinc.com, where you can learn about all the work that she does as a coach, where she's done some really great job mentoring very successful clients. Michele, I know something else that you do that helps your clients who are maybe looking for an extra stream of income is you help them utilize Air BnB in order to create another business and to create extra income. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Okay. Well, I decided I was going to start an Airbnb, and so you could take, any house, no matter what kind of home, a room, the whole house. If you want to earn extra money, this is huge to do. So I started with one. I got one already. We live close to the Rio Grande, Pismo Beach in the Central Coast. We have a gorgeous location where people travel all over the world to see Pismo Beach. So I did the coastal vibe in my Airbnb. I went ahead and listed it, and I had so many reactions and people coming that I started a second Airbnb to rent it out. So I started the second one, and it was very successful. So then I did a third one. But what I want to talk to people, no matter what kind of house, room, if you want to do the whole house or earn money on a room with staying vacant, or you travel and you want to rent your whole house while you travel to get extra money, what they do is they have some safety things on the Airbnb. You set up pictures. It's best to have professional pictures taken. You go on the Airbnb site. You can have the security knowing that you can have the person verified. You can work the hours you want to work. You can open it up for when you need extra money, or close it when you have family over or any other activity. But a lot of people have used this, like I have, to travel and make more money, to buy more investments, and also to pay down debt, to buy a new car, to invest in more property. So I have a list of what I talk to people about. What do they want to do? First of all, you really need to know what are your your area, you need to know what your codes are because it's gotten quite popular. You need to make sure that you can have an Airbnb in your location in your city.
Okay.
So you need to check your city and your HOA laws. And you could also check the planning and city zoning.
Okay.
And then you check to see if there's any rules against short-term rentals. A lot of times in some areas, they want 30 days or more for a rental. And you can do the 30-day or more. That's more on vacation rentals on VRBO. They do longer-term rentals. And Airbnb is a more shorter term, like a weekend, a week, maybe 2 weeks. And then you want to check to see if there's any codes on if it's legal to use in your area, the Airbnb. But what you want to do is declutter. Most of the times it's good. The biggest thing is if you can do a short term or 30 days or longer, you want to declutter your area. You want to stage. And I have pictures. I work with people. They can take pictures and show me what they have. And I also work on customizing a plan to make it desirable with pictures, bedspreads. It's nice to have kind of a theme whenever you're going through the room so it's all connected and flows really well.
Mm-hmm.
Hire a professional is best. It might cost $150, but you'll get that back in one sitting.
I have a quick question for you, Michele.
Yes.
So let's say that someone has decided that they'd like to maybe try to do Airbnb. Is this something where they utilize is it just if you own a home yourself that you're going to rent out a room or rent out your house for the weekend?
You can
who's
actually,
the kind of person who starts with
go
this?
ahead.
Just walk me through the process.
Okay, so there's two ways. I've actually looked at where you can actually own your own home or you can rent your own. You can rent it from someone and you can rent out a room, or if you're gone for the week, you can rent the whole house. You'd have to check with the landlord, and I even have paperwork which show the pluses if you're gonna rent from a landlord, because the house is professionally cleaned, because the cleaning fee is added on to the guest what rents your home on Airbnb or vacation rental. It says, so I have a paperwork when I talk to people, all major maintenance is covered when you do Airbnb. Renting, it's not. You're having it professionally clean. When you rent it, you don't, but when you do Airbnb, it's rented, it's clean every time they check out. You keep the wear and tear fixed up because that's how you keep it rented. So on let's say a management company, they're hard to deal with, but an actual landlord, if you want to rent a place and then use a room for Airbnb, that can lift your income up to $2,000 just with a single room, just for the month or higher. The whole house on some of the locations is from $8,000 a month, and renting it would probably be $2,500. So as you see the big increase on the Airbnb money coming in.
So the idea is that someone could be renting a home, and with permission of their landlord, they could be a renter themselves and then utilize, say, a room or a part of their house that they're renting as a way of creating income.
Correct.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And I have a list of, if someone wants the information, there is some things what you want to say to landlord, because when they first hear it, they might not want it, but when you know it's kept clean and you have them verified, people checking in are verified either with a license, an ID. You can even check on the Airbnb that you want to make sure that they have great reviews. 5-star reviews is the top. And you can ask for only people that have reviews check into your house. And so there's different levels of protection, what you feel comfortable with.
And let me ask you this. So, Michele, if you said earlier that you actually have more than one property that you're using for doing Airbnb, did you in fact then rent other properties that you're utilizing specifically for Airbnb? Is that how it's kind of a scalable option?
Yes. Well, the 3 I have right now are my own. I own them, and I'm getting ready to doing a wedding venue on it because it's on the acre. I've rented a house and used Airbnb through that.
Okay.
And what I did is my daughter was in one part of the house and we just rented one of the rooms. So I helped her get financial so she could knock down her debt so she could buy a home. So it's very great if you, let's say you're working on a business, you need extra money, maybe they help with your technology or some things you need. If you can rent a room, that gives you extra income to help scale your business. So it works in a lot of different ways, to put a down payment on a house, to buy a car. But yes, you can. That's what I actually teach, because I want to go to another area and look at other locations I want to actually visit and stay with me and my family, and then rent it the rest of the time. And you can rent it by the landlord if they accept.
How exciting. What a great entrepreneurial venture you're on. Now,
Yes.
How long have you done this, Michele?
3 years. I've done it 3 years, and now I'm teaching Airbnb, and then I also host 3 other people's. Since I've made the super host, when you have 5 stars and you move up the level and people have a lot of great reviews, you become super host, and every 6 months they check to make sure you're doing as good and you get the super host status. But I have to say, go ahead.
Well, congratulations on that.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
not easy to do. But before we end this segment, I would love for you to tell the audience about Callie. Because
yes.
I have actually been to Michele's property, one of them, and Callie is pretty special.
Yes. So this is how you get creative, and I'll talk a little bit later. But when you start talking your phone, texting when you have ideas. Like I call grounding. I walk on the beach, the park, and when you have these ideas come in your head, you just turn on your recorder and you talk into your phone so you remember it. But my daughter brought me a little 3-day-old goat, or 3-day little goat, and make it quick. We stayed in her bed for about 2 weeks, and then she got bigger, and then she started eating papers, pink slips. She was in a fashion show. She's been at the pound. She was picked up, and there's dogs, cats, and Kelly the goat. So she's quite famous here. We walk down to the little town, and she wears her little Christmas thing. Santa Claus is amazing that he wants to sign her book. So now we're doing a book series on Kelly's capers, and it'll be the venture of Kelly and her friends for children's book.
Well,
and now we have crackers.
Well, what Michele's not telling you about Callie is that you can open the kitchen window in her Airbnb and feed Callie crackers and cookies, and she's so special.
Yes,
That's
we're
really
starting
cool.
a series. We're starting crackers for goats or for dogs, so we're looking into that. So it's amazing how many things could come with just your mind. So now we're having the kids book, Kelly's Capers. We're going to do some crackers and sell Kelly's Capers, and we're doing an online store to get goat things, shirts, wine. We're doing it Kelly's Capers, and then we also have Kaloo's, our other goat, and that's a sidekick. So now I'm having labels for our wine to leave at the Airbnb.
How fun.
The sky's the limit when you get creative and your mind starts clicking.
It's a really cool way to differentiate yourself from other Airbnbs. I can't imagine a lot of people have a pet there that you can feed crackers to, especially a little cute goat. That's pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, someone said, "Are you sure there's a goat there? I just read that there's a goat." I said, "We're coming."
Absolutely, we're sure.
So yes. So we got a few people who were goat lovers or just want to see that for the kids. Yes.
Cool.
Oh, we have a hashtag. Kelly's
So
Capers,
maybe you can
too.
tell us the next segment.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be back in just a moment with the Imagine More Success radio show. We're going to hear more from Michele Hoffecker, talking about breakthrough coaching, how you can make money at Airbnb, and how you can think and grow rich. Please stay tuned.
Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, join me, Rob McConnell, as together we'll investigate the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology here on the X-Zone Radio TV show on XZBN and the X-Zone TV channel on Simul TV. Since 1990, the X-Zone Radio TV show has been the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Together, we'll investigate UFOs, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, psychic phenomena, lake monsters, conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, the truth embargo, alien abductions, ESP, haunted locations from around the world, and so much more. With over 28 years of broadcasting and more than 4,500 individual guests, the X Zone is truly a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, as evidenced by the credibility, integrity, and professionalism of the guests that we bring to our international audience. If you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
Welcome back to the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. In our previous segments, we've been talking with Michele Hoffecker from DreamDesignersInc.com. We've been talking first about her breakthrough coaching, and how she moved from having dyslexia be an obstacle for her and how she turned it into a triumph. We also talked about how you can make money off of Air BnB and utilize it as a way to help pay down debt, to create an extra source of revenue for you, as well as to give you the financial tools you need in order to create the business that you want to have. Michele, I know you're doing some work right now with the book Think and Grow Rich, which is a massive seminal book in the entrepreneurial world. How did you get started with Think and Grow Rich? Actually, when was the first time you read the book?
Probably 30 years ago. That's one thing I've been an entrepreneur. I started my own bakery and wedding cakes I did when I was 18. So I forgot about that. I've done wedding cakes catered, but I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit. So I was told that's the book you read. So I read it, and then I struggled with the reading. So I got the CDs and I listened to it in my car. Everywhere I go, I listen to some inspirational or some learning tool. And Think and Grow Rich has been amazing. So that's why I first read the book and then started listening to the CDs.
So did you find that that the lessons from that book like all reveal themselves all at once, or were they something you keep kind of finding over and over again over time?
Well, this is very fascinating since years later, now I'm facilitator for the Think and Grow Rich. What I thought is this whole circle, when you have your vision up and you have your dreams and how it comes into place. When I was asked to help be facilitated, it is like, wow, this whole circle. But what it is you can read the book over and over, and it's a philosophy book. So just a little bit of, it's Andrew Carnegie. In 1908, that's when he commissioned the Napoleon Hill to write this book. And what he said he would do is he would introduce them to 500 richest men in the world. And Andrew Carnegie in that area was the billionaire and the richest man in the world at that time. So when Napoleon Hill took him 29 years to write this book because he had to go and interview over 500 of the wealthiest men. But what you find out in this book is the philosophy, so you read it over and over, and what they don't tell you, the two secrets to be successful is very important. One is you have to have a burning desire. So you have to have the persistence. There's 13, well, there's really more than 13, but we work on the 13 principles. So one of it is the burning desire. When things get tough, you fight through it and have persistence. The other one is they say the secret. Well, you're trying to say, they don't tell you what the secret is. What is the biggest thing what all these 500 men did to be so successful? And you read it and say, where is it? Well, it is said or written 100 times in the book. Do you know what it is? Does anyone know on the show what the biggest secret is for success?
Tell us.
It is the mastermind. It is the mastermind. So if you have a mastermind, when Henry Ford, they brought him up to court, and he wasn't very educational, but when they brought him, they tried to put him down in the court. They brought him there to show him how dumb he was. What he did, he said, okay, he got tired of the ridicule, so he said, okay, I want to tell you something. I can push any button here, and I can have the top person at my fingertip come and tell you and explain how it was. So that is the exciting thing in the mastermind. So you get people in your mastermind who have the same goals and the vision. And what happens is you talk, and Cindy's wonderful at this. Like I talked to her the other day, and she'll say, Michele, did you think about this? Oh, I can help you with that. So what happens is you can help someone what is just off the top of your head and you know it, but that can help the person you're talking to. Or Cindy could talk to me. I didn't think about it, but she uses it all the time, and that could be a light bulb moment for you. So that's what the mastermind is. If they can't think of it, he didn't grow into a billionaire by himself. He took, there was 50 men in his mastermind, but the rule is if you have 2 or more people in a mastermind, and usually it's 2 to 3, 5, you can create a legacy, you can create your business, and you can step up and go faster on what you want to have in your life. So that is the hugest thing, is the mastermind.
Is that something that you facilitate personally? Do you facilitate mastermind groups?
Yes, actually, I'm a facilitator. I'm going to be starting in a few months, but I'm in 3 masterminds, and I cannot have gone in leaps and bounds as far as I could without having the mastermind to give me ideas, and then you just excel on where you're already going. You might have thought about it, but there's steps that you can jump ahead of the long study. They already have ideas and techniques they've already used. Yes.
In fact, that's where I met you, Michele, was in a mastermind.
That's right. See?
And I picked up the phone. I said, Michele, I want to get to know you. Let's book a call.
And that's awesome. One thing I love, the one thing I highlighted with Napoleon Hill, he said, whatever your mind can conceive and believe, you can achieve. And you have to do affirmations, and you have to put these down, because sometimes till you believe it, it's easy for your self-talk to knock you down. Well, if you talk, I talk about it again, if you talk in your recorder, you talk your affirmations, you talk what you want to do. If you hear your own voice, it is more enlightening, and it helps you travel faster through it than if you hear someone else. It's great to write it down. It's great to hear affirmations, but I listen to it when I go to bed. I have my vision board where I see it every day. And these are some other successful steps besides the mastermind.
Very cool.
So how can people book your Airbnb while we're on that subject? Because I've been there. It's beautiful. It's 4-bedroom. It sleeps how many? It sleeps 10. And then it sleeps 10, and then I have a unit what's below it would sleep 6, so you can put 16. And then I have another unit what sleeps 8. It's all on an acre next to the creek and walking distance to the little village of Rio Grande, and 5 minutes to the famous Pismo Beach and Avila Beach. Well, and for those who love it, it's an hour and a half from Santa Barbara. Yes, hour and a half from Santa Barbara. We're kind of in the middle between, I have a lot of people that meet relatives in the middle. We're 3 hours from San Francisco and 3 hours from LA. So we're in a little small coastal community. And there's also, so if you go to on their dreamdesigninc.com, you'll see the picture of Callie's Capers. You'll see my 3 Airbnbs. You'll see the coaching. It has a little bit of everything on there. And you can, and then I also have, I think on there, the mahcreekside@hotmail.com if you want to contact me, if you want any ideas to get your mind going towards doing an Airbnb or a bedroom to make some income. Well, I just think if you take a look at that, it's a fabulous place. Michele's wonderful, and I loved my time there. So, well, thank you, Cindy. You're so welcome.
Michele, back to the Think and Grow Rich concept. You said you read this book many times. I know a lot of people have read this book as well. What's something that you found in reading that book and working with the material that really made a difference for you based upon how you felt about yourself before you learned that lesson from the book?
I think the biggest thing is that if you go through the 13 principles, and they talk about faith, desire, burning desire, because when things get tough, you have to have the passion behind it to keep going. When you don't have any money coming in and you can't figure it out, but yet you're so close and you never give up. Persistence is huge. It's the faith. It's the desire to keep going forward. But I think what I've read it and listened. I like listening to it better due to dyslexia. But if you you need to listen to it over and over, because don't you find if you read it or listen to it, you find more things. It's almost like when you're ready, get ready, because things will happen. So if you want to have something like, let's say you're writing an article or a book or something, get ready, because things come to you. The more you have these positive thoughts, the more you're planning on getting, the right person will come into your life, because it is taken off. Like I said, I'm also hosting other Airbnbs to get them up and running, and then getting paid to help them be successful. And I find joy to give, and then also you have to be willing to receive, because sometimes as a giver, you don't open your arms to receive. It's a two-way street. And then you can work with them, or you can have other opportunities come your way just by going for your passion, like being on this show from knowing Cindy. So these are the things that come up.
Yeah, actually, Marshall Thurber talks about procession, how we go through life doing things, and we don't always necessarily know what it is that they're accomplishing within the moment, but they are processional movement towards something which is greater than the original movement. Yes. And I see that all the time. That seems to be how my life works. And I think a lot of people, a lot of people have that experience only when they look back, and they forget that what you're doing now in the moment is also processional. It's also creating the future, even if we can't see it right in the moment. Very true.
And reading this and going on the tour with a lot of very, very successful people, the Sharon Lecter, who recorded, she did The Women's Think and Grow Rich, also Outwitting the Devil. So we got to go to her house, and it's really neat just to be around and get the energy, because she's working on helping to get it in the schools for the young children, to get it into other people so they can start working on the 13 principles.
And when we come back, we're going to hang on to that thought. When we come back, we want to talk more about that as well, about how entrepreneurial spirits can be created from a very early age and how it can change their lives in the future. Do stick around. We'll be back in just a moment with Michele Hoffecker on the Imagine More Success radio show.
If you are looking for a safe, zero-calorie natural option to the harmful artificial sweeteners on the market today, Just Like Sugar is what you're looking for. Just Like Sugar is a wonderful natural alternative for those health-conscious people who choose a calorie-restricted diet with a great, pure, sweet flavor that tastes just like sugar. Just Like Sugar is a great natural option for people suffering from diabetes and may be useful in restricted diet programs where standard sugars are not allowed and does not cause a laxative effect of some other sweeteners. Just Like Sugar comprises a perfect blend of chicory root fiber, natural calcium, natural vitamin C, and Just Like Sugar's sweetness comes from the natural flavors from the peel of the orange. Just Like Sugar is a natural alternative to harmful artificial sweeteners and will change the way that you believe all natural sweetener products taste. Just Like Sugar is available at your local Whole Foods markets, Wild Oats markets, Henry's, Sun Harvest, and many other fine natural food stores in the U.S., Canada, and worldwide. They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by Ellie Marzulli, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to lamarzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
You have heard of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world, interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Memorable dynamic presentations are a not-so-secret weapon in the business world. Do you have a powerful message that must be shared, but you haven't found a way to deliver that message? Do you want to be known as a top public speaker who gets amazing results? Are you ready to create and deliver your powerful message? Thomas Hides can help you create and deliver your speech to get the results you desire. Visit iconquality.com.
Did you expect your business to flourish, but instead it plateaued or didn't get off the ground yet? Would you like to achieve massive goals and discover new sources of income within your business? When you're ready to experience that type of success with fast results, Cindy Hendricks is the business coach for you. Her work with entrepreneurs and business owners has been life-changing. To get you and your business where you want to be, go to imaginemoresuccess.com.
Has the fear of public speaking stalled your business or personal life? What would you give to develop and maintain supreme confidence? Have an invaluable private program to always perform at your best. Imagine how you would feel. You can have all that and so much more today with Thomas Hides' life-changing course called Number One Fear Unleashed. Visit numberonefear.com and be liberated from your fear of public speaking.
Welcome back to the Imagine More Success radio show with Cindy and Thomas. We are so glad that you could continue joining us. In our previous segments, we've been talking with Michele Hoffecker, who's a breakthrough coach and as well as a consultant for Think and Grow Rich. And in our second segment, she even discussed how you can utilize Air BnB in order for you to create a secondary income to help pay down debt, in order for you to create money and startup capital for a business, or to help you save for retirement. Michele, just as we were ending the previous segment, you were talking about bringing the Think and Grow Rich curriculum into the school system. How much value have you seen when you see younger people learning the Think and Grow Rich system and principles earlier in their life?
It is amazing. I just see them have so much creativity and not letting things knock them down. I think it builds a confidence. And also because they already are learning that they can do anything. It's kind of a mindset. And I think it's, you get out of your comfort zone. It's a mindset, and you have to change that kind of mindset. It's gratitude, be thankful where you're at, but then the sky's the limit, because, it's one of those things. If you reach really high, if you get 50%, you're way ahead than you thought. If you stay, well, I can't do it, or the negative talk, or, I have to learn all this in school. And I also see with entrepreneurs or young people, what you do is you work on the things they're great at. When I was going to school, it's like if you got like a C- or not a good grade, they ground it in. Oh, you got to learn, do this. You're horrible at it. Well, if you work on what they excel in, then they can only grow even, bigger. So I think it builds confidence, and they're already on their way because it's different out there. That you can be famous for a YouTube, a blogging is a whole different chance of having multiple streams of income with doing a lot of creative and exciting things that the person wants to do themselves.
Ooh, I like
What a
that.
great idea to take it into the schools.
Yes.
Speaking of which, a young boy created a T-shirt for Tennessee University. Did you read about that this week? And the school gave him a scholarship, and they now use that as their T-shirt.
Awesome.
And he did it because he was being bullied.
See?
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
he took a big step. I mean, that's a great example, I think, of creating a vision, having that burning desire to complete it, and letting that propel you forward. A lot of great lessons in that very simple story.
Exactly. And so, has this propelled you to go forward with your 3 Airbnbs and your coaching and the new program that you're working on with it?
Yes. And I think the more you see people get out of debt or have some excitement and creating, multiple streams of income, it's amazing when you start doing one thing, something can come up. Because now I actually have a place on my property to do a store on the property and an online store. I would have never thought of that, but so that's being worked on. So those are the things that, let's say you're in an area. There's also experience. If you can go on Airbnb and do experience. If someone has a big kitchen and they want to teach someone how to do, Italian style cooking, you could charge, from $50 to $75 a person, and you can cook in your kitchen or kayaking. So my newest thing is we're going to do experiences, and we're going to get a van and do like kayaking, wine tasting, and it's going to be the coastal excursions. So that's being launched as we're speaking. So you just never know. When you start working with Mastermind and the Think and Grow Rich, whatever your desire, the Airbnb, money coming in, you'll start learning from other people what they're doing. And it's amazing what can create. And then you get excited about life and getting up and helping the next person too. And have a joint adventure. Adventure is huge.
I am so thrilled that we got you on the show right now at this point in your venture, because we wouldn't have time to get it all in next year in an hour.
So I get excited, and it's amazing because all you guys are amazing, and you have all your visions and dreams and things you're doing. But working with people that feel the same way, you get juices flowing, and then you can create or have joint ventures. Also, is very successful too.
Yes, got to have a good tribe.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about joint ventures. How does that play into your particular business?
Okay, well, what I found through also going through the Thing We're Rich, a lot of the people are very successful. They work with other people to help each other. So you always get this multiple stream of income. So what I could do is, if I'm going to do crackers and sell it for animals and for the goats, I started with the goats, Kelly's Capers, or they could buy it. Then you start working with, maybe the animal shelters to build money, or T-shirts to help give money to the animal shelters near you. So you start finding passion, and then maybe someone else wants to get involved with you, so you can go speak or bring your goat and have a, maybe something to do with fundraiser. So it just kind of keeps growing. And it's hard to explain because everyone has a different passion, different desire, but that's how these masterminds, they work off each other. But joint venture is everyone puts a piece in, was already making money, and you get a certain percent back. So that you have to make sure that it's someone in harmony you work well with, but that's very successful. And a lot of people are multi-millionaires, do a lot of joint ventures. And I think that's where I'm in next. I have a couple of joint ventures working with some people, what I'm going to look into. That's kind of my next step, to have that passive income. And that helps because everything, you never know which is going which, but if you have different streams of passive income, that really helps moving forward.
Yes, and you can also investigate every single interest that you have,
Yes.
because yours is pretty diverse, and I just can't imagine how exciting it must be for you to get up every day and decide what it is you're going to work on.
There you go. Yes.
That's really fascinating. Do you find that keeps you really interested, that kind of refuels that burning desire that is the initial spark?
Yes. I get excited to do more and more. I have to say, one of the things that I got to rein in just a little bit is you have to focus. A lot of times if you're starting out, you have to focus on your money-making activity. So if you make more money, then you can hire out people that you're not great at, so you can build the other things up. Let's say mine happens to be technology, so I need some, to make more of my website, to put more things out there, to work on different things. So your money-making activity can help you keep going on your other adventures you got going. And it's also, wrapping on the wine bottles, the labeling, all that kind of things cost extra money, and you need someone to kind of manage that. So that's where the extra money could come in.
Well, and that is important, to do what you're good at, and to be able to pursue your vision and let other people do what doesn't bring in the income.
Very true. Yes.
Yes.
So focus on certain things. I do a lot of things, and sometimes you got to cut it down to about 3, and then that gets going. You can add your other ones in, but I have to have a lot of interest. I mean, I do have a lot of interest.
Yes. Well, I would love to summarize some of this Think and Go Rich, because I've also done the masterminds, and I think this is really critical for people to walk away with some really good bonus tips on this, because a lot of different think gurus say very similar things, but I think, Napoleon Hill was one of the originals.
Yes.
And so you said that the 2 big secrets are
the burning desire and the mastermind.
Yes. So let's walk away with at least those 2 things, because we've covered a lot of things today. And that you have to have the persistence no matter what happens. And keep that fresh in your mind as you're going through it, because the busy life of an entrepreneur can easily get you sidetracked.
I don't know, you had an amazing free gift for the listeners today as well. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Give the free consultation to the first 5 people who respond on how you can develop an Airbnb to help you create an additional source of income.
Yes, that'd be very exciting to get you on your way.
Yeah, and if you want to do that, you can actually do it by calling or texting Michele at 805-801-5076. Again, 805-801-5076, so that you can learn how to create a really awesome secondary stream of income through utilizing Airbnb. Michele, it's been such a pleasure to have you on with us today. Thank you for sharing about breakthrough coaching and telling your story, so that we could learn more about how someone very successful had their own challenges when they started. And also we learned about masterminding today, about collaborating with other people who are already highly successful, joint ventures. We covered a huge amount of topics. I do want to invite you, the listener, to check out Michele's work at dreamdesignersinc.com. Some really fantastic information there, and quite a few fun things, including a blog about her lovely goat that you can meet at her Airbnb as well. And to learn more about the Imagine More Success radio show, if you'd like to listen to some past episodes, go to imaginemoresuccess.net, where you can find all of our past episodes with some fantastic information and entertainment from really interesting guests that we've enjoyed interviewing. And if you'd like to learn more about how you can find more money and a secondary source of income in your own life, go to findhiddenmoney.com, where you can learn how to set goals and to achieve them in a very quick way, and to also create a life and a vision that is appropriate for you and something that you'd really love to have and to do and to be. So we want to thank you again, Michele, for coming on today. And we look forward to hearing more about your fun adventures and all the wonderful work that you're doing in the world. And we want to remind you to realize your dreams and to imagine more success.